Alright, I think I'm recording. Hopefully I'm recording. How's it going? It's been a while. Been doing a lot of changing, moving, and all that stuff. Finally got me a space to actually do these podcasts and whatever else the future holds right now. I'm very excited about it. And there's a lot of things that I want to share, and there's a lot of things that have just made me realize the importance of sharing your truth fully, the importance of knowledge and wisdom respectfully, and the importance of sharing your heart honestly as well. Those are some key things that I have been seeking, learning, discovering, projecting, and observing, right, through this long journey, right? You know, I've been making videos since, I think, late 2011, 2012, something like that, somewhere in there. I've been making these videos and of all these experiences, encounters I've had, as well as sharing knowledge and wisdom of my understanding. And it's so very important to really fully embody all these things into your life, and into the way you handle life in general, right? We're reaching a new pinnacle point for those who are on a spiritual journey, right? Those who are seeking and searching, those who are ready to help others ascend to the next level, right? You know, the New Age term, ascending, or religious terms of the rapture, right? You know, these are all terminologies of elevating yourself, right? But at the end of the day, you know, what you're searching for and seeking for is the element of loving and respecting yourself, as well as the element of loving and respecting others as well, right? You know, we all got to do this. We do. We all got to. We got to learn to love ourselves and help others learn how to love themselves, right? You know, this has been one of the key things through my journey and understanding of things, is a lack of love for yourself, right? And there's many different ways of looking at that, right? Because one of the key things that people always have an argument about, which, you know, loving yourself should never be an argument, but it is. You know, it's something that that seems that nobody wants you to obtain. They don't want you to obtain loving yourself. They don't want you to obtain being confident within yourself, right? That you have things that can help people along the way, whether it be small things or big things, right? You know, there's always something to you that matters, right? You know, and through this whole life experience, right, it is a form of creation. We are creating and exploring. From my understanding, you know, this world is not designed to control you. You're here to observe the world as well as create within the world, right? That's the key thing. Observe the world is what we're supposed to do, not allow the world to control you. And we're also supposed to be creating within this world, right? Creating life and beauty, right? And that's something, you know, this world lacks, is creation, right? There's so many things of destructive nature that people really focus on, right? You know, even in the religious realm, right? The religious spirit, it just seems like everybody wants everything to be the gloom and doom for a resurrection or a return of order, but a lack of respect goes into the land. A lack of respect goes into creation when you have that mindset, right? It's the product of you and a lack of understanding your surroundings, right? We're living in creation, right? Why are we living in creation? To create, to explore, to understand more. But there's so much more to reality than just it's all about me, right? At the end of the day, it really is all about you, right? Because you're in your meat suit, your body, and you're experiencing life as a whole. And you can either choose to allow the world to run you and control you through its thought patterns and programs and political views and religious views and all these things that the human program, right? It's a human program. The human program is designed to trick you and manipulate you. It is. It's a magic spell that's designed to trick you and keep you away from you being you. What are you, right? You're a soul that is living in this meat suit, this vehicle, to experience a physical reality, right? A very dense physical reality, right? And it's changing, it's shifting. There's so much distractions that's keeping us away from having fun, right? There are things that are trying to keep you away from love and honor and respect, and this world keeps you very selective as well, right? Selective is very limiting. That's something that I have been observing for quite a while, is the selective nature of the human program, right? We should be talking about this stuff, about all these programs, selective programming. No one's going to learn anything about anyone, or you're never going to be able to fully grasp the ideas of what creation is if you're very selective in nature, right? You're very selective. And what I mean by selective, because maybe people don't understand what that means. Selective means that you choose a program that fits your wants and needs. I think that's a good way of looking at it. Your wants and needs, right? And at the end of the day, wants and needs keeps you away from creation, because you are observing the world and wanting stuff, right? You're wanting things, but you don't know how to obtain them. That's the problem. The wants and the needs. So you're very selective. Compared to becoming one with creation and understanding the power of the will and intent of the I Am, which is you. You're the I Am. And what you're wanting to explore in many different parallel realities, in many different timelines of limitless possibilities, right? I just went through a major timeline, right? It's something that me and my wife have been struggling for years to get to the next level. And I'm stubborn in some ways, because, I feel that, if you're led somewhere, then that's where you need to be, because you feel comfortable, right? And that's something I had to learn over time, right? You don't want to get too comfortable, because when you get too comfortable, you don't learn, and you don't see the full potential of what you could be, right? Of what you could be and what you can manifest at the end of the day. So now I'm in this new timeline where it's It's pretty cool, right? Hard work, you have to do a lot of hard work to earn something that you have always hoped you could accomplish, right? And now I'm in this new house, and being able to actually have a place that I can, be myself without it, just feeling trapped, and my wife, she gets to have the same thing, she gets to have areas to herself, to be able to create as well, and it's an amazing step into another reality, right? And I could feel it shifting too. Like when it was like real, like someone was actually buying our house, and we were able to go shop for houses, and right away, this was like the last house we looked at, and I walked in, and I was just like, wow, what is this? And there was just all these beautiful signs that were just very welcoming, and then I came downstairs, and exactly where I am now, there was a thing that was set up just like it was a podcast thing, and right there I was just like, wow, this is it, this is real, right? The universe is showing me, hey man, you asked for it, now you can have it. We had to fight for it. Oh my gosh, we had to fight for this, man. If anybody's ever bought a house and sold a house, it is a utter nightmare. It is, my gosh, it is just a mess. It costs you a fortune, and it continues on. Like, there's still more money being spent, but at the end of the day, eventually things will settle down, and life continues on. And that's the whole beauty of creation, and that's the whole beauty of listening to the universe, listening to your surroundings, right? Because who took the main responsibilities of selling and buying a house was my wife. Like, my wife takes care of all of the paperwork. Like, I'd be lost. Like, she takes care of it all. All I gotta do is just sign, and then life is good, and then of course pay the bills. But it was man, it was rough. But now I'm in this beautiful home. I'm gonna be decorating in the background, creating some different ways of presenting things, as well as buying me a whiteboard, so then I can start doing some drawings and stuff to kind of, for those who watch me, give you guys some visual presentations of what you're looking for, right? Because if you've been watching me, you're on a spiritual journey. I'm sure there's people who have been watching me for a long time, wondering where the heck I am. But I've been around, and at the end of the day, I had to really sit back and just, go like, what's the next step for this stuff? Like, there's so much stuff I want to create. So much stuff. It blows my mind. There's like no way I can create it all, but I can create some. So, in even just talking about this in general, I didn't really want to know where I want to go with it, but I'm just having a real talk. And I think, that's one of the centerpieces of being real and raw when you're talking with people, is because that's what people want. They want to hear the realistic viewpoints of things. They want to hear your views on things. They want to have a deeper understanding of what they're going through on a spiritual journey, because a spiritual journey is very deep. Like, it's limitless on what you can discover within yourself, right? A spiritual journey is an inner journey, and then this physical reality is a representation of your inner journey, right? Be it a school or whatever it is, right? The power of the imagination. it's all over the place, man. It's uncanny. Like, I'm living in a very interesting realm, right? Where I'm an adult version of myself, right? I had always wondered, how life would be as an adult when I was a kid. I'm like, oh man, it'd be so cool to go into the future and see how I was, how the outcome of life, what happened, through my life, right? You always kind of wonder what the future holds for yourself. And I had always wondered that. I'd always wondered what the future would hold. And now, sitting back here now, making these videos, right, I can reflect back to my childhood and go, hey, you were wondering what the future you would be like, and now you know. Now you know what life is about, right? And you continue to learn what life is about, right? And there's so much more. There's so much more. It's, I'm self-reflecting on things, but there's so much more. This reality, man, is really, really getting interesting, like to the point of there's going to be a lot of cool discoveries, I'll say that. A lot of cool discoveries ahead. There's a lot of people that I have been observing and watching through podcasts and stuff that have some amazing ideas and amazing discoveries. And it's bringing them all together as a whole. Because, I am one perception, but there is infinite perceptions out there that put all the pieces of the puzzle together, right? So I think, collaboration with people is definitely the next step that one of my friends has been pushing me to go forward, because, it's part of getting recognized, and it's also, getting those alternative views of reality, right? And then collaborating them together. Because I love to talk deep, and I love to be challenged, and I love to challenge people, right? Because I think when we challenge each other, it sparks the true intent of what you're presenting, and it also sparks a lot of ideas for viewers as well. So hopefully in the future here, I'll be having people on here to talk about some interesting things, right? And bringing it more openly in different ways. Being practical is cool and everything, but to reach that next level, you're gonna have to begin to open up more things, right? Just like I was talking about earlier. So many people are very selective hearing, selective viewing, selective views, selective opinions, selective beliefs, right? It makes you very limited in what you view, right? If it's not part of your selective menu, right, your selective menu, then you turn it away. So you're turning away stuff that can help you learn and grow in life, right? The power of judgment, right? This was something I was just talking about earlier. I was hanging out with some guys on True Seekers School of the Mystics, and I forgot where I was going with that. But I was just talking about on how very selective people are. I totally forgot where I was going with that. But anyways, being selective really hurts people. Judgment, that's what I was talking about, judgment. Judgment is a human creation, right? Judgment is a human creation based upon human programs that have been shown to us, right? The viruses, right? And I think, that's one of the things that is manifesting and helping people see a lot more is, we're seeing these, that humanity has a big virus attached to it, which is the virus of this reality, the virus of being selected, the virus of judgment, right? Judgment is a human concept. It is, right? And it keeps people away from uniting. It keeps people away from exploring. It keeps people away from talking to different walks of life, right? It keeps us, it restricts us. If you're not part of the pack, then you're against the pack, right? That's a real way of looking at things, right? If you're not part of the pack, then you're against the pack. And that's not what I'm about. I want to view you as an individual. Say, hey, let's hang out. Let's have a conversation. Let's see how you view things, and let's see what can be created from our conversation as well, right? Again, it's being selective, or are you creating, right? If you want to create change in this world, we got to look at ways to create, not opinions, not just talking on a camera, right? But actually helping people create something more, right? I get bored very easily, and that's, there's a good reason behind that, because I want to see awesomeness. I want to see greatness. I want to see what this world really is. I want to know what the true history of this world is. I want to know what the true origin of my soul is, right? I want to know where it goes. I want to know what the stars are made of. I want to know what the planets are. I want to know what this earth is. I want to know what the ancient ancestors are. I want to know who created the pyramids. I want to know what's in Antarctica. I want to know I want to know why we can't go to Antarctica. I want to know why all the ancient books point towards Antarctica, right? I want to know what space is. Is there space? Is there something more? Is there ETs? Is there different races? Is there different beings? Is this conversation I'm having just myself, and I'm just waiting for reactions from other people? Am I just trapped in this world, in this room, and there's nothing outside this room until I choose to exit out a doorway and see what creation or doorway or holodeck presents itself, and then I go and interact with that creation, right? There's so many possibilities, and the possibilities are endless. So it just gets you into these different mindsets of creation, right? I don't like to be limited. I don't like to be selective. I like to have fun. I like to have conversations, right? Just have conversations, and see where people are, right? But when people are selective, they're going to have arguments with you. They're going to show different sides, right? So you're going to know who's selective and who isn't selective, right? And a lot of times, that can be presented back at you, right? Am I selective? Me being selective would be me being open-minded, right? Me being selective is me love, honor, and respecting each person, right? I'm selective in that mindset, right? I view individuals. I respect your traditions and what you feel you are attached to, from whether belief structure or tradition or heritage, whatever it is. But I want to know who you are as an individual. I want to know if you love and appreciate yourself. I want to know if you're struggling, need help, healing, and prayer. What do you need? What do you need? Because that's what I'm here for. What do you need? What do you require? So that would be my selective views of things, right? So so there's different layers to it, right? You know, I'm not selective, but yet selective, right? You can say that. I'm not selective and yet selective. Because you can't really put someone in a box if they're not selective and yet selective. So you're in this limbo land where people can't put you anywhere. And this limbo land is where you want to be. You want to be in limbo land, because then you start to understand creation better, and you begin to look into the deeper things of life as well. So I'm just jabbering on here for about 25 minutes. So hopefully you get something from this. I got more videos ahead for sure. I got a lot of things I want to create. It's just putting them together. So I'll be experimenting. I'm really just going to just be myself, honestly, because I'm not here to really prove anything. There's a lot of things I would love to talk about more, right? Which is all in my past videos. You know, you can really see, you know, I was trying to get to, there was points I was getting across in those videos. So if you pay attention to listen, you'll see the breadcrumbs and the trails that can aid you if it resonates with you, right? But I think at the end of the day, you really have to really just be yourself. And I think, and know, because, you know, I've been holding myself back too, is you just gotta be yourself. Like, that's what people are looking for. They want real, authentic, to the point, be honest 100% about things, and just let it go, right? You know, people are going to bash you no matter what you do. I've learned that many times. And one of the things that I have learned is to not allow people's views to determine where these videos go, right? You just need to create and put it out there. And that's what I'll be doing, is I'll just be creating and putting it out there, right? There's so much stuff I've been wanting to talk about for a long time. There's so much stuff I wanted to show you guys, but I always ended up going down these little roads because of these conversations that I would have with people. So then I feel I needed to prove, I guess not really prove, but yeah, in a way, I guess prove to them that there's more to what's being said, or there's more to what I'm saying, right? Is not being selective, right? You know, I think a lot of what I made in the past was triggering the selective people. I was talking to the selective people, which, you know, shows a lot in my videos what being selective means. And also being selective and allowing your viewers to control your content really hurts the content as well. And I'm just being real right now. That's just something I think us as creators have to realize, that is being open and honest in that, and just create and put stuff out there, right? So you're going to be seeing a lot more of me with that, and this is just, you know, to get things going as well, because there's so much I want to talk about. That's why I'm kind of rambling on, because I'm like, oh, I could talk about this, oh, I could talk about this, or I could talk about this. What kind of video do I want to make for me coming back as well, right? But I think, you know, just having an open conversation is the best way to go. So anyways, I could keep talking on and on forever. So please love yourself, keep shining bright, remember to breathe in your nose and out your mouth. I've been telling that to everybody. Like I went to go pick up some pizza at Domino's, and man, I don't know what it was. It was Wednesday yesterday, and it was busy like a Friday or Saturday. Like, it was nonstop. I ended up standing in Domino's for like 27 minutes waiting for my pizza. And then I found out that my buddy just lived or is working right next door in the Verizon store, and I was like, oh man, I could have just hung out with him until the pizza was done. But just being observant, watching all the pizza or the Domino's workers there, everyone was like, oh my gosh, look at all this stuff. I'm like, hey, don't forget to breathe. I always tell people that when they're running around. Don't forget to breathe. Hey, Adam, don't forget to breathe. I'll even tell myself that. Be like, don't forget to breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Because the power of breath will change your whole atmosphere, right? It centers yourself. Like, it's just like, holy cow. There's a lot more to life than just what's going on in my surroundings of chaos, right? It allows you to center yourself and realize, that, hey, you matter too. Make sure you give yourself time as well. Don't allow the full thing of what you're experiencing through work or whatever it is detour you from taking a step back and taking a breath to clear your mind and to reset things as well. So we'll be talking about all that stuff again, even if it's just little clips of just talking about the breath, or talking about the power of prayer and the power of healing, the power of attachments, right? Learning what attachments are and helping others through those attachments, and learning how to detach, so then you're not spiritually connected with somebody else you don't want to be spiritually connected with. So there's so many things that I'll be talking about here as well. So anyways, I'm done rambling. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this talk and got something out of it, and I will talk to y'all later. So again, love yourself, keep shining bright, and I'll talk to y'all later.